What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bullis Gotti. Back with another video. Um, let's talk about it, man. Everything that's going on, let's talk about it. So, I was watching Supreme's documentary, The Supreme Truth. Shout out to Supreme. You know, shout out to Supreme. So, Supreme, right, basically did this documentary to talk about how he got an unfair trial. And I wish everybody go and watch The Supreme Truth because it's a great documentary, right? The documentary basically, it breaks down how the feds operate. It tells you the difference of confidential informants, snitches, and rats, because it's three. You got confidential informants, you got snitches, and you got rats, right? A confidential informant is somebody that do it out in the cold, out not in the open. And what I mean by out in the cold is he's undercover with his snitching. A snitch is somebody that basically tells just to tell. You know, he don't even have to know you. And in Preem's case, a dude told on him that he didn't do business with, didn't know like that. But the man said he did all of these things that he did not do, right? The Tyrell dude, right? And then you have Bimmy, who told in his first case confidentially, and basically not only just told confidentially, but he did not even once, right? This is how you know, denied anything. Bimmy didn't deny anything. All he did was made excuses. All he kept saying is where the paperwork. And that's what a lot of confidential informants do. They always scream out, where's the paperwork? Because let's be honest. Let's be perfectly clear, right? A confidential informant, you can't get any paperwork on them because it's confidential. So you'll never be able to find paperwork on a confidential informant. You can find paperwork on somebody that's a snitch, somebody that took the stand, but you can't find paperwork on confidential informants. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like what happened with Prize, you seen Prize? Like they exposed Prize in the court. You understand what I'm saying? That he was a confidential informant working for them for decades and still gave him 14 years, right? Wasn't surprising, right? So the CIs is a terrible business, whether you like it or not. Majority of most people that's incarcerated, they're incarcerated because of the CIs. If you look at the streets, there's more CIs in the streets than there is people that's actually taking the stand. You know, the ones that took the stand, like I said, you have the snitches that just like to tell and don't give a fuck, that they don't even care if it's a lie or the truth. They just telling just to be telling, and they don't even have to know you. And then you have the snitches like like Dalo and Manny Dogs who know a person, but because they trying to get home and it's on some sorry nigga, I'm trying to get home to my family. F you. Even though it's a lie, I'm gonna say you did it. Those are the stitches that you have to be cautious of. And those are a lot of ones that'll say that, oh, he such and such being disordered, and there's a lot of people that's in jail because of people that didn't want to take responsibilities for their own shit. And they out on the street. They out on the street. They still moving around. People are still rocking with them. And they have a blind eye, right? I saw something with 6ix9ine, right? He did a video where he basically was talking about him being set up by a confidential informant. And I'm like, wait a minute. They said he was set up by a confidential informant. And then it dawned on me, right? Because, you know, he had a case with his ex-girlfriend, the chick that's the Dominican singer, right? The reggaeton artist, right? I think her name is Yaslin. Yeah, Yaslin. Yeah, I think that's her name. And basically, she signed to Roc Nation. And y'all know the history on Roc Nation. Y'all know the whole situation with Desiree Perez. You know, her telling on the Cali cartel and a couple other cartels in 94. And basically, you know, to help her man out, which is Juan, right? And Juan he's so against snitches, right? But he lays next to Desiree Perez, somebody that told, somebody that took the stand, somebody that told on a whole cartel. And people would go and say, oh, she's a civilian. She's never been a civilian. She was a drug mule, if you would like to say. She had bricks taped to her stomach. If you listen to the song You Must Love Me, Jay-Z talks about it in the last verse about her taking it for the team. You know, and Jay know that she was a snitch, but it didn't matter to him. You know what I'm saying? These dudes been rules, right? So 6ix9ine exposed that, and then he got all the problems that he got right now. 6ix9ine would have never said anything about her. 6ix9ine probably would not have a federal case. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to understand, she's still working. No matter if she's the president of Roc Nation, no matter if she's the vice president or president of Roc Nation running certain things, the day-by-day things, no matter if she's doing that, she still has an obligation to those people. You know, she's still on paper with those people. You understand what I'm saying? She testified on big cartel motherfuckers. She didn't tell on no small cartels. She told on big cartels. We're talking about Cali cartel and many others. She told on some big drug connects. Her husband was the biggest plug out there in Washington Heights on Broadway. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I always say, man, you can't believe everything you hear because the game is so twisted, they get passes. Perfect example, Haitian Jack. If you watch Preem documentary, he breaks it down where the dude, Terrell, is basically saying Haitian Jack name. He said, I know who Haitian Jack is, but I've never done any business with him. I never moved around with him. And then you got Bill Courtney, who is Haitian Jack's handler. You know, that it was exposed many years ago that he was his handler. And that he's basically, you know, involved with this man's name in Preem's paperwork. And it's not just Preem paperwork, but his name is in a lot of people's paperwork, Haitian Jack. You know what I'm saying? Pistol Pete, if you know in his case, Anthony Dunkley, I don't know if y'all know who he is, but the people that know who he is, Anthony Dunkley was a dude that owned a barbershop called Manhattan Proper, right? No, that was the club. They owned the club next door to the thing. Yeah, but they had a club. I forgot the name of the barbershop, but they had the club right next to the barbershop, right? By Manhattan Proper. And dude that got killed, you know, in his house, you know, and this is on the paperwork, you know? It's on the paperwork. It's on the paperwork. You know, this is definitely on the paperwork. If you really read the P-Dub, this is in Pete's paperwork. It's even in the Sex Money Murder book. And Haitian Jack name is somewhere connected to that. And then Peter Shue has said some things where he's saying that Haitian Jack is connected to his situation. So Haitian Jack is connected to a lot of people's situation, and the allegations of him being a snitch, and then the World situation with Bill Courtney saying that he gave World number to him, and that's how they was able to wiretap World phone. So these things is no coincidence that Haitian Jack name, that Bimby's name is attached to what you call these snitch allegations. And then you have somebody like a WAC 100, a confidential informant, a man that basically snitched. Come on, he snitched. No way around it. He told. We can't get our hands on the audio because it's confidential, and they're making sure that you cannot get to it. The public can't touch it, but those police officers can. And whoever else, the federal authorities, they can get their hands on that. So these people, they're working. Larry Davis, another one, he worked for years for the police. He was a confidential informant in the streets and in the jails. He was an informant. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of these dudes that are in the streets, that are in among us, the confidential informants, the rats, the snitches, These people are all the same entities, but it's all three different entities, right? All three different entities. When you look at the snitch game, right? And you just look at it from a point of view, I think the most dangerous and the most deadliest ones, in my opinion, of snitches is the ones that did the crime and will sit on the stand and make up stuff just to get out. That's the rats, right? The other deadliest ones is the snitches, the ones that lie to get out of their crimes and keep lying and keep being an asset and keep getting a check. Those are deadly ones right there. And then you have the CIs, the ones that do work behind the scenes, hide their hands, and act like they never told, never worked with these people. But then later on, you start seeing, I call it mouse droppings of these people being confidential informants. These are the dangerous people out here. You know what I'm saying? And they among us. This is why I say the streets is a lie and it's a myth. You know, and one thing that I learned, right, when I look at every other, this is why I like when you look at the mob or you look at all these other criminal organizations, right? They tell when they feel like you getting out of line, right? They'll sick they cop homies on you, right? Because it's more structured, right? In the street shit, these dudes didn't really have to tell. They got caught. Instead of them doing their time, they like, yo, fuck it, I'm telling, right? Like everybody talk about 6ix9ine, right? I don't look at 6ix9ine as the same as everybody else because 6ix9ine was never a gangster. I don't care about dudes talking about putting out hits and all that. Like, come on, bro. The government put out hits on people. Is they gangsters? I mean, if you want to be technical, they are gangsters, but they not the gangsters that hold the Glocks like this. You know what I'm saying? They not the gangsters that sag their pants because they say they're not. They're civilians, right? So 6ix9ine is a civilian. Anybody that pays taxes, that make money legitimately, is not a street dude. And you can't put them in the same realm as a street dude. If you making money legitimately, because when you hear these dudes, the whack 100s and all these goofies that try to say, oh, that nigga's a street. No, you're not street. If your money is legit and you are filing taxes, let's be honest, bro. You're not a street dude. 6ix9ine was never a street dude. He paid taxes. He was an artist that was around dudes that supposedly say they were street dudes and should have kept him to the studio and not attach him to street crimes. When I talk about street dudes, I'm talking about somebody like a Bimmy, not a civilian. Desiree Perez, not a civilian. She was moving mega tons of drugs. Bimmy made his money in the streets. You know what I'm saying? He's not a civilian. Haitian Jack was doing a whole lot of robberies. Larry Davis was doing a whole lot of crimes in the street. These are people that were confidential informants, and there's many others. There's many others. The Corey Kings, he's another one. Corey King is the biggest. He's a confidential informant. He told her, like, it's been documented. Motherfuckers been saying that he told on the UBN. You know what I'm saying? If Pistol Pete or OG Mac would be able to talk like how Preem is talking right now, you would hear them expose Corey King the same way they're exposing Bimmy. Because these dudes is all the same, bro. Why you think these dudes mingle with each other? Look, Bimmy cool with Corey King. Haitian Jack cool with Bimmy, right? Big U, he's allegedly a confidential informant, right? He's cool with Bimmy, Haitian Jack. You know what I'm saying? Whack 100 was cool with Bimmy, Big U, right? And he's cool with Haitian Jack and Bimmy. Birds of a feather flock together. He's cool with Stutterbox, Reggie Wright. These are confidential informants. So birds of a feather flock together. Anybody that's jumping out the window, going hard to defend somebody, that has confidential informant allegations, and they're making sure and they do diligence to defend them, it's crazy to me. So like when I said about 6ix9ine talking about a confidential informant told on him, that didn't surprise me, because you have to look. His girl is signed to Roc Nation, his ex-girl. He has issues with Roc Nation. He's been going back and forth with them. They have blackballed him in the industry. That's why he's doing streaming now, right? And basically, they have made sure to try to stop every motion. If he never would have said what he said about Desiree Perez, he would be good. He wouldn't have no jail. He wouldn't be going to jail. He wouldn't be have to stream. He wouldn't be doing Vlad TV. He'll be doing his thing. He'll be having all the big collaborations, everything, right? Everything. But because, right, he said her name and he said what she did, yeah, we gotta put a stop on that. They had Shorty lie on him. He caught a case on that. Then they had, this situation with the drugs. And like he said on the Adam 22 interview, because I was listening to it, that they put them people on him. Confidential informant. So that's why I said the game is nasty, bro. It's a lot of people working, man. And like I said, birds of a feather flock together. These CIs, they all in the same circle. They all affiliate with each other. You know what I'm saying? They all affiliated with each other. Like Tax Stone, he's a confidential informant. Casanova, a confidential informant. So, and look, Casanova was down with Roc Nation. Tax Stone down with Roc Nation. Confidential informants, bro. Jim Jones, CI, confidential informant. Come on, bro. So this is what I'm saying. Birds of a feather flock together. If it don't apply, I always say, if it don't apply, let it fly. But when you have people that have confidential informant traits and it's CI allegations on these people, it's not right because you can't get paperwork on these people. They're confidential informants. That's why I always say I worry about a CI more than a snitch. And that's what Preem was basically breaking down in his documentary about the snitches, the rats, and the CIs. Maybe been telling it for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Why is Haitian Jack in Preem's paperwork? Nobody ever... Yo, I never knew Jack's name was in Preem paperwork until I heard Preem said that. Till I heard Preem said that Haitian Jack was in his paperwork, I was like, oh, shit. Haitian Jack is in your paperwork, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. I keep trying to tell y'all, man. What's done in the dark must come to light. And in this Preem documentary, a lot of shit came to light and came to truth. Supreme Truth is a great documentary. I hope y'all watch it. Hope y'all check it out. That documentary is no different than the first Supreme Team documentary that Nas did when they exposed Bimmy on that one. And then in this one, they not only exposed Bimmy, Preem not only exposed Bimmy, but he also exposed facts of Haitian Jack being in his paperwork, his handler, Bill Courtney, putting snitches on his case to lie on him. And it was just a whole lot of stuff that it'll shock people. But this is how wicked the street game is. This is how wicked this shit is. And I'm telling you, bro, a lot of people is coming home and a lot of people is getting appeals on their cases. And you're going to start seeing a lot of names. And listen, y'all heard it here from the Bullets Gotti show. I've been telling y'all about these confidential informants. They don't like me. They don't like me because I exposed them. Corey King, I exposed him for being a CI. That's why you don't see him no more on YouTube, because he's a confidential informant. He knows it. He knows it. He couldn't deny that he was in federal custody. He couldn't deny, because there was too many witnesses that confirmed he was in the feds with them. From the homies that I know from Harlem that confirmed it. dudes from Uptown, everybody confirmed that they was in the feds with this man. You understand what I'm saying? But these people will lie. Bimmy doing the same thing. So Bimmy's no different than Corey King. Corey King is no different than the Haitian Jack. Larry Davis is no different from a Bimmy, Corey King, Haitian Jack. Whack 100 is no different from these people. They all confidential informants. Whack 100, he told on the nigga that killed his brother. He had to give the information up on who killed his brother. He have to. Because he said he's going to the funeral, and they did a whole hour video, audio interview with him. Maybe a video too. So he told Big U, it's allegations on him. Loose Cannon, it's allegations on him. So all these dudes, they have the confidential informant allegations. And that's the nastiest thing about the streets. But hey, it is what it is, man. Salute.